18 cats. But this is going to be a collab this morning with the armchair cat advocate and Wanda, as you can clearly see. Say hi, Wanda.
Hi.
So we're jumping in here this morning because there is a sub kind of walk through what I'm talking about. And Wanda has had the same concern in some videos. In fact, we were just talking about one she just saw last night, the reminder of this. But we're going to talk about this, and we're going to I'm going to point out the differences between what some of these videos are doing versus what I did when we rescued Daisy Bree. So hopefully you guys enjoy this conversation. I think my coffee is done. Stop blinking, Wanda. You don't need help. Don't let you guys to recognize what I'm talking about in videos that I'm talking about. And I wouldn't want to bring those videos up anyways, because I'm not here to, I guess, call somebody out like that. I'm not going to just throw somebody under the bus. Because again, there could be some legitimacy to some of these, and I'm just being super sensitive, which I'm completely 100% willing to admit. But there are some extreme ones where I just have questions. Ginger Mast is here. Good morning, Chairman. Oh my God, no, stop. Holy cow. Okay, my phone just tried to ring. No, stop it. And Ginger Mast. Hi, Ginger. How you doing, hon? It's really good to have you in here. So the videos I'm talking about. Now, I'm going to guess that a lot of you guys have seen these videos in your feed, especially if you are part of this community. She said, good morning, Wanda. I'm sure some of you guys have seen these in your feed. If you're anything like me and Wanda, we look up a lot of cat things. So therefore our feed consists of mostly cat things. So when I watch, when I have a video come up on my feed and it says kitten rescue or whatever the title might be, you just throw in any creative title you want. And when you click on it, the first minute is the person videotaping them walking up to a kitten that supposedly is in need and is like literally endangered of losing its life, down to the environment. You're doing all these things. And my question is, why? If there's an animal that is suffering, if there's an animal in need, then shouldn't you have no problem with that? But I have a real big problem with people monologuing for the first minute, 2 minutes, whatever. Even 30 seconds is too long. If you have a suffering animal, you should not be monologuing.
Especially if it is linked to animal cruelty. Like, I mean, I found a kitten one time that it had suffocated because it had a cup on its face. And now it was already deceased. So, but had it still been alive, if I was by myself, I definitely wouldn't have been photographing it. But I really think, I mean, even I know Kim feels this way, and I feel this way. I had a situation in my home just the other day where I should be worried about getting that situation under control and not worried about.
Because I don't want my entire life recorded. That's the thing. That's number one. Number two, I'm not going to spend all day long scrubbing through video from yesterday to today so that I can find a 5-second, moment where one of the cats jumps somewhere or does something cute with a ball, or I'm not going to do that. So even though, yes, I am a channel that is dedicated to my life with my cats, what's happening, Mary Miles? Oh no. I hope it fixes itself. But yeah, there are people that would actually, if they know somebody that has kittens, say they have white kittens, that would be the best one to do it with. They take that kitten, they now take it outside, they take the hose, they get it all wet, they put mud on it and everything, and then they lay it on the side of the road. And now they're out there videotaping it. Obviously a set up situation, but to the viewer, it looks like, oh my God, they found this dirty kitten on the side of the road. You're endangering an animal's life so that you can make a video convincing people that you're this big hero, when in actuality, you are actually the villain in that situation. You really are. Because that's a road with real vehicles, real vehicles. So I just wanted to talk about this because it's like, you got to be careful what you're clicking on and what you're encouraging, I guess. There are some very legitimate people out there that are doing legitimate work and putting a lot of time and effort and money and their own resources.
Really bad things. We all know this. the most important thing is to just protect yourself. And I think Kim, you can link it to here afterwards, but there's a true crime YouTuber, Stephanie Sue. It's Rotten
Yeah.
Mango, right? Rotten
Yep.
Mango podcast. She
Yep.
recently did a deep dive into. There is a whole industry based around people torturing that podcast and mark the times where she talks about indications of what when you get something sketchy, this isn't what you don't open it. Just don't
Right.
open it.
Right. Right.
I know they also have a big industry of people that do the same thing with monkeys.
Yeah.
Um, there's
Yeah.
a there's a YouTuber, I think his name is Dan the Turtle Man, I think. Now he's reputable.
Yep.
He's like a turtle rescue person, but he did a really. In fact, he got demonetized because he showed this stuff. But
Yep.
he talked about how there's a whole industry overseas. I think it's in the Philippines or those areas in Southeast Asia where they're taking turtles, and it's obvious that they're not sea turtles, but they're saying that we found these sea turtles, and they like go into these little shallow areas where a sea turtle wouldn't be, and they pull a
Right.
turtle out, and it has barnacles all over it. Well, what they're doing is they're gluing the barnacles to the turtle shell.
When you told me the turtle story, first of all, I wouldn't know the difference between a sea turtle and a not a sea turtle.
Like the major highways all around us, and it leads to major places. Like it leads to Philadelphia, Maryland, Baltimore. All those places where that kind of thing happens, and the link between human trafficking and dogfighting.
Yeah.
And people don't put these things together because we have this division.
I appreciate you guys let me know that. Thank you. But yeah, so you make a very good point, Wanda. Very good point, and that's why I like to bring I like when we do these things together because I always have these complaints, and then you have the facts and stuff behind it, which is great. I love it. I love the fact that yeah, I love the fact that you always have those little you have
Help out with a lot of things. So I help out with TNR. I help out with rescue. I do manage a colony, um, but and I see cats that are not in great shape,
right,
but I don't on a daily basis see animals that are laying on their side seriously injured where they
right,
need to go to an emergency vet kind of situation.
right,
I don't see that every day.
right,
Even people that do TNR on a regular basis, they see a lot of horrible things.
right.
But again, it doesn't rise to the occasion of what Kim's talking about, where the animal's there lying on its side.
What
That's an awful.
Wanda just said. What Wanda just said about not finding these things very often. Now, again, I'm gonna disclaimer. There are locations. There are locations, and we have a couple of viewers that actually have these things happen where people know that they rescue animals and stuff, so they end up dumping things at their door. That I listen. I'm not arguing that. I'm not arguing that that does happen. I'm not arguing that some people do live for number one every single day. I'm gonna question that. And two, I have lived in Missouri now for 2.5 years. And in 2.5 years, I rescued a dog that I found and family on Facebook. So that's that. Two, when I saved Silva, Silva just happened to be a kitten that was just hanging out at a gas station that we were inventorying one day. She wasn't injured. She wasn't hurt. And again, there is no footage of me getting Silva, putting her in the car, feeding her on Facebook. Okay. Now it leads me up to Daisy Bree. Daisy Bree, I did not find. That was a call I got from somebody I know in town who had this animal, and she was very concerned about them because she didn't want anything bad to happen to the cat. She was very concerned about it. So me and Adam went and we trapped her to get her fixed and taken care of. Now there was two of us, and there is video footage of this on the channel. But if you go back and watch that footage, I put the live trap. I made a little video of just showing you the kitty, and then it stops because I was paying attention to the kitty and trying to get the kitty. I was not focused on that, even though I had Adam there, who could have very easily been the one videoing. But that was not my main concern, is not getting it on video, but getting the kitty. After we put the live trap out, thinking it was going to be quite a while before this cat got into the live trap, yes, I was recording the live trap, and unexpectedly, she actually went into the live trap immediately. And if you notice on that video, the minute that thing sprung, the video stops because I put the camera down and I ran to rescue that cat and get her out of the heat and into my car where we could start calming her down, because I knew she was going to be traumatized. But I did not sit there and videotape the whole entire thing, because my main concern was not footage and cloud. It was rescuing the animal, and I did as much video during the process as I could. However, it wasn't my number one goal. Jenna! Oh, hey, ladies! Oh, hey, Jenna! How you doing, hon? But yeah, so basically what I'm saying is, in 2.5 years, actually it's coming up on 3 years now, I have come across 3 animals. And please understand that that's not for a lack of being outside. When me and Diana were working the first 2 years I was down here, we literally were working everywhere in the state. We went from one corner of the state to the other. We were constantly on the road. We were constantly somewhere. So you would think that if there was this, this ability to find an animal almost every single day, I would have been able to find them. But no, there's been 3 animals and only one was injured. And the other 2 were just rescues. And yeah, and only one of them has like actual like rescue footage, because the rest of them, listen, I'm just saying there's a difference. You can tell people that are genuine.
One of the best ways to tell something that's reputable from something that isn't is, first of all, are they an actual rescue? That you can do. You can Google. And now if they're, halfway across the world, it might not be so easy.
Right.
But I mean, I know there's a woman on YouTube. It's Nixon Potato, and she's in Croatia, I believe. But she actually, because she does comment. If you go and comment, if somebody's actually going out and they're videotaping the whole process from, okay, this is how TNR is done. That's educational. Right. That can be educational, depending on what kind of channel you're watching. If you're watching a rescue channel, like I often go out, if you look at the Armchair Cat Advocate, I often go out and I just walk around and I show the cats the feeding station, and there's all kinds of things going on. So I'm not sure. You have to be careful. You just have to be careful, do your research. And Kim, I have to actually go get this because it might be my friend.
Yeah. Go ahead.
I have an appointment. Tor's laying on my foot. So I will be, if I can get off, Tor off. He's laying on my foot. I'm not sure if this is her or not. So let me go check.
But yeah, see, that's like I said, this is why I like to bring Wanda in on these conversations, because, like I said, I mean, I will notice things, but Wanda's always really good with statistics and finding, resource information. I'm just the one that likes to go, this is not okay, and then I can always rely on Wanda to help me out with like kind of factual things to back it up. And she spends a lot more time watching a lot of more channels than I do. My time is spent with the cats and doing my content and on my channel. Hi, Ruby Dawn, how you doing, hon? Glad you're here. But I spend so much time doing that I don't have a lot of time to just watch channels very much anymore. I know Wanda has got a lot of more vast knowledge of that stuff than I do, so that's why I love bringing Wanda in here on these conversations. Ruby Dawn's here.
Oh, hi, Ruby Dawn. Yeah, I just and I would just encourage people to do your research. I mean, there's plenty of rescues out there. You do your research, Google them, look at what they have to say. You can even Google complaints about, see if anybody complained. Look and just kind of look and see their reputation. Because often they have reviews too of the organizations. If you actually go on their like their white pages page or whatever they call it, because they have pages where it's like this a business page, and then it'll give you these options like call. Here's the link to the website. You can kind of tell if something's reputable or not. But the important thing is just be careful, because unfortunately, and a lot of these, I'm not saying this to, like Kim says, not to dump on anybody, not to discriminate against anyone or to stereotype anyone, but a lot of these channels do come from overseas. So they're coming from Southeast Asia, they're coming from that part of the world, they're coming from poorer parts of the world. India is another one where they tend to come from. And that's not saying anything against the people that live there, because it's not all the people that live there, it's specific people, but it's just a fact that like in the case of the turtle videos, it was all coming from, I think it was all coming from.
To get in here with Wanda and just do a little topic of discussion about literally hooked up to my Wi-Fi. So I don't know why. I don't know why.
Yeah, on my end, everything looks fine.
Yeah, mine too.
Yeah.
Mine too. I don't know. Hang on.
Yours was glitching, but then once you switched over to Wi-Fi, it was okay.
Okay. So, I'm not sure why it's doing that, Jenna. I don't know. I don't know how to fix it, Jenna. I don't know how to fix it. And you know what? It might be. Yeah.
And I think the other point to make too is that you have to the other side of this small lake or pond or whatever, and they had this cat. The cat had some kind of visual impairment, which we didn't know in the beginning. But the cat goes running across the bridge, falls off the side. That cat was scared. The cat was just freaking out because the cat was suddenly in water. And I remember just going back and forth with people. I mean, people actually attacked me because they said, this is close to animal abuse. Your cat has a vision impairment. Why would you let them run across a bridge where they could fall into the water?
Right.
That's cruel.
Yeah.
And these people don't seem to understand. It's not funny. It's not funny at all. To do that kind of thing. Cats do very, like, I have a cat right here that's right behind the couch. He's trying to get me to play. Cats do silly things. We don't need to put hats on them and, things and dress them up. Well, good channels right off the top of my head, like the Black and White Brigade. Black and White Brigade is a woman that rescued a mother cat, and she was a community cat, rescued her and her kittens and kept all of them. And she just films them. And they just do what they do, and it's entertaining, and people subscribe. Does she have 1 million subscribers? No, but I don't think she cares. She's just sharing those cats with the world. There's
hang on, Wanda, hang on. Jenna, is it getting better? Because I plugged my phone in and I'm on Wi-Fi, and I actually moved over so I'm more directly like this for now. Wanda, when you're done with your meeting, get back to me or call me. And maybe we'll jump in here and do this again, but we'll do it on your channel.
Yeah, I mean, on my end, Kim, I can see you fine.
Right, and I can see you just fine. I'm not getting glitched at all, but everybody else is getting glitched, and I don't know why it's doing that.
Yeah, we're going out today for a little bit, so I don't know if what time we'll be back. So, if
just
not
later
today, we can maybe tomorrow morning or something.
Okay. Thanks, Wanda.
Okay.
Yeah, I know. That's why I said we'll probably do it on her channel or something. We'll figure it out. Thanks, Jenna. Thank you guys. I appreciate it. But thank you guys for checking us out and just hanging out with us for a few minutes. And yeah, we'll see you guys next time. Okay. Bye.